Hello everybody and welcome to Fishing Guide. So of course this is Black Desert Online. You want to get into fishing. So why do you want to get into fishing? That's probably a question that you're probably thinking. Well, fishing can lead to making some gold and, well, making some money, silver, which you can turn into gold if you get enough silver. And so you can get quite lucrative profits out of fishing. So you're probably asking, great, awesome, you can earn money, how do we do it? Okay, in this guide I'll show you exactly how you can get started with fishing. Okay, so first off, you need to go to, there's a number of places which you can fish, but early on, the most common place which everyone starts off fishing pretty much is Velia, I don't know how you say it, but anyway, this is the place you need to go. Okay, so let me just hop on my horse. I believe this is my horse. It is. Okay, so I will show you exactly where you can go to get your fishing rod and stuff like that. So the best way to explain how to fish is to show you how to fish. So I think what I'll do is go and find the fish and go in to the fishing vendor, show you where he is first. That's where you get your fishing rod from. You can also craft your fishing rods, which I'll tell you a bit later on. Yeah, let me turn the volume down slightly because I appreciate it's probably a little bit loud. There we go. Okay, so let me get off my horse. You can stay there for a second. Alright, okay, so this is the fishing vendor. He's called Fish Vendor. He's like a little beaver type, otter type thing, and he is located on the coast. You'll find him on the coast, and he's down here. Okay, so just pretty much where my horse is. So if you look where my horse is, just down there. Okay, so that's where he's located. And so yeah, talk to him, go to the shop, and you can buy a fishing rod. Fishing rods cost 500 silver each, so you'll need at least 500 silver to get started with fishing. But 500 silver is so easy to come across. You will have a lot more than 500 silver by the time you get to this guy anyway. So don't worry too much about the price. So once you've done that, you need to buy yourself a fishing rod. I've already got two, so I'm not going to buy one off him. So anyway, once you've got your fishing rod, you will need to go and find a spot to fish. Now what you'll notice is there's a lot of people fishing in this location, and because of this, resources will be limited. So let's have a look. So first off, to start fishing, you need to right click the fishing rod and you need to equip it. Then your character will run around with it in his hand. You'll run slower. So I suggest if you're going to run a long distance, equip your main weapon and then run, and then as soon as you get to your fishing spot, then equip your fishing rod. Otherwise you'll walk really slow, and yeah. So basically, as you can see at the top of the screen, it says press space near the water to start fishing. Pretty self-explanatory. But then it also says fishing resources exhausted. Now what that means is that, well, as it says on the tin, they're exhausted. And you know why? Because there's a ton of people fishing here. So it doesn't mean you can't catch any fish here, but what it does mean is that it'll be slow to catch fish because it's a competitive place to fish. So what I suggest is finding a quiet spot at the coast somewhere, and just start fishing somewhere along the coast. Now, to be honest, you can walk that way for about a good 20 minutes and there'll be people. You can probably go the other direction, there'll be people as well. This place is heavily populated, and so I highly highly recommend getting a raft. Now, to obtain a raft, I'll show you quickly how to obtain a raft. You cannot use... Okay, hang on, let me just switch that. Right, now to get a raft, what you're going to have to do is you're going to need to get a shipyard. Now, I'm not going to explain exactly how to get a raft, I'm just going to quickly go over it in this video. So basically what you're going to need is... you need to buy this, okay, this shipyard here, and then what it'll do is give you it'll allow you to create the ship license raft, which you can create the raft. To make the raft, you need 25 logs and 3 blackstone powders. I'd say I haven't made one yet, so I'm going to get him to start now. So that's how you make a raft. To get blackstone powder, what you're going to need is you need to get some stone from mining, and then you need to get a refinery, and then you basically you need 2 rough stones to make 1 blackstone powder. And to get logs, basically what you do is just chop down trees. Self-explanatory, all done. But you know, I'm not going to go too much into that because you know, that's like something that you can do separately, you know. But yeah, if you go out on a raft, you can probably find a nice quiet spot to fish, and you could probably get fish a lot faster. So I do highly recommend that route if you do like fishing. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to fish. So I'm going to have to... I'll try and find a nice quiet spot up here, but as I said, like, there's so many people. Look, and see, you can go as far away as possible, and there's always going to be people here. So anyway, so now you've got your fishing rod. Let's start fishing. So here we go, press space bar, off you go. Now what I will mention to you is there's a little tick box underneath that fishing resources which says throw away useless items caught during auto fishing. Now what you might think is, what the hell is auto fishing? How can I automatically fish? Well, in this game there is a thing called AFK fishing, meaning you can walk away from your computer and your character will carry on fishing. Yes, you can still level up doing it this way. Now, what are the limitations of this then? So, the limitations of this is that as you're fishing, your fishing rod uses durability. If your fishing rod breaks, it won't automatically select another one in your inventory or swap it out or anything like that. You'll just stop fishing. So you can't auto fish infinitely. Okay, indefinitely, you know, you will stop fishing. Another thing to mention as well is that all the fish you catch will have a lifetime on them, a lifespan on them. Once they deteriorate, the value of the fish will go down. So you can be stood here for hours, but if you're not going to sell those fish, they're going to be worth nothing, you know? So yeah, you need to be careful about auto fishing. It is good, but you need a really good rod to do it successfully because different rods will have different durability. Okay, I've got a bite. Let's press spacebar. Sorry, get the words out. Right, so here we go. Press space, that's good. Now it says A-S-A-D-A. Well, hey, I got a fish. And as you can see, the fish is here. It's a mackerel, lovely jubbly. And as you can see, price guarantee 100%, market price 100%. But then, as you can see, it's got a clock, 23 hours and 57 minutes. That means that over time, the longer you keep that fish, you will notice that market price slowly drop down, because over time the mackerel will lose its value. That's why it's important to not keep your fish in your inventory too long. Yeah. Now I've had that one in there for about 40 minutes. That's still okay. You can usually keep them in there for a few hours, but you kind of need to sell them like within a few hours of catching them. to get the best price for them. So be careful about that when you're fishing. You know, you don't want to waste time fishing loads and then find out that all your fish has gone rotten or whatever and you can't sell it. So be careful about that when you're fishing. With AFK fishing, I mean, again, just make sure you find a quiet spot. AFK fishing is a good way to earn money, but it's only really efficient if you find like a nice quiet spot to do it in. If you're doing it in this, like next to them, it's going to be very slow picking up fish, and you could come back after a few hours and your inventory wouldn't still be full. So, you know, you kind of need to be a bit smart about it. I mean, all these people fishing, I mean, yeah, you would earn money, but you know, it's slow. It's slow. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so once you got your fish, what do you do with it? You say, well, we need to go and sell. So I got a couple of fish in my inventory. I'm just gonna go and grab my horse. I'm pretty sure I left him down here somewhere. Where's Mr. Horsey? Is that my horse? No. I think this is him. Is this my horse? Yeah, this is my horse. Okay, right. Now I'm gonna touch base on the node system, and this is where the nodes come in. This game is very confusing, by the way. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I kind of will try and make separate guides on various bits of this game, but it's very hard to make, like, try and explain it all in one video. But basically, you want to sell it to one of these nodes out here, right? But you need to own that node. Well, I don't know what it's called when you, because you don't actually own a node. You like make a deal with the node, sort of. I don't know, but anyway, you click on this node. Over on the top far left corner, you'll see contribution up here, right? You can't actually take it. You can't actually invest contribution points into it unless you're actually stood in the node. Okay, so if you go to this screen when you're stood like next to the trade manager, it will let you invest contribution points. That's what contribution points are mainly used for. So save up your contribution points, get yourself some nodes. So this node is connected to that node, that city, sorry. If I buy that, that'll be connected to that, which will be connected to that. That'll create a little mini trade route. Then you can connect that to that, that to that, that to that, that to that. You can create a nice little trade route, yeah? At the moment, my trade route consists of those two, which means I can only trade between those two to actually get, like, to make money. Which is kind of poor, really, which means I can only sell to that or that. It's just, you know, it's not really much choice. So that's why you need contribution points. You need to buy lots of things. So anyway, we're going to go to this node here, and we're going to sell our fish. Now, as I said, I am going to touch on nodes now, but I'm not going to explain it in depth. I will try and make a separate guide on nodes eventually. At the moment, I don't fully understand nodes, if I'm honest with you, so I'm not in a position to make a guide just yet. So you won't see a guide for a few days while I continue to learn nodes. I know a lot about nodes, but I don't think I know them fully yet. So once I'm confident that I know nodes fully, I will make a guide for you guys. But at the moment, I'm not confident to make one. But as soon as I'm confident enough, you will see a nodes guide come up on the channel. Anyway, so we'll just ride to this place. I'm not going to get a very good price for these fish here, because this node is so close to that fishing source. You'll find that everyone sells their fish here, so the market price is actually quite low selling it here. What you'll learn in this game is that the further away the node is, the more money you'll get for it. Meaning, if I got the fish from here, if I sold it like down here, I'd get more for it than if I sold it there, because it's further away. There's more demand for it down here. Yeah, it's all very confusing. I mean, there's a lot to get your head around in this game. Okay, so you're here. I've got this. So I say distance bonus. Okay, I get 2% for that. I get nothing for that. Not sure why, because I both got them in the same place. But hey, hey. So anyway, I'm going to get 2,707 for the mackerel. But what you can do is you can bargain and get a little bit more. So we're going to consume a bit of energy. And this is the bargaining system, which I always fail at, by the way. Whoop. This is the last one. Failed the bargain. Okay, yeah, I failed. Okay, anyway, let's sell all. And there we go, a little bit of profit. So I made, what, 2.3k there? Because that other one didn't really get as much. As I say, this node isn't the best to sell the fish at, because it's very close to the fishing source. So just be careful where you're selling your fish. That's pretty much it about fishing. I will just go over how to make your fishing rods. So if you go down the crafting route of fishing rods, you're going to want to know how the hell do you make your fishing rods. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to go... Where is it? Is it that one? Nope. Is it this one? Yes, tool workshop. So you need to get a tool workshop. So I've got that one, and you can obviously upgrade it and stuff. And then within this tool workshop, you've got old fishing rod, thick fishing rod. Now the thick fishing rod's probably the best one to craft, and the level 1 stuff. And then you've also got steel fishing rod, which is obviously better. So that's what you kind of want, really, is to aim for that. You can also buy them off the marketplace as well. But yeah, what you want to try and do is craft some of these. They're good starter fishing rods. You need 1 ash timber, copper ingot, blackstone powder. Now I'm not going to tell you how to get all those resources. I told you how to get logs and stuff earlier. So, but if you're struggling for resources or anything, just aim for this ash timber one or log one and get the old one or the fishing rod. Just chop down trees to get those resources. Really easy to get, really cheap to make. So yeah, you can save yourself 500 silver and just do that if you want. Purely up to you. So that's how you make your fishing rods if you choose to go down that route. So yeah, that's the fishing guide for you guys. If you've got any questions, just hit me up with a message and I'll reply to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed Black Desert Online. See you soon. Goodbye.